Okay, so my knee started hurting me to the point where I was definitely struggling to walk up and down the stairs. I really didn't want to admit that my knee was to the point where I might have to get surgery or might have to do something pretty drastic. So I decided to go visit with Rothman. They had taken care of my hips, and I went and talked to the doctor. And right away, he said that your knee definitely is in position that you would need to get some kind of gel shots. You weren't necessarily ready to have surgery yet, but I was headed in that direction. So I had actually scheduled the appointments with Rothman, but they weren't going to do the injections for at least 6 weeks. I wasn't going to be able to get anything sooner than that. I knew that I had to get through work, the last 2 weeks of work at the restaurant, and I wasn't going to be able to do that the way my knee felt. So I had come into Dr. Oliveri the very next day, got an adjustment, talked to Dr. Olson and Dr. Oliveri about stem cell regeneration, and then I really just decided that the very next day I was going to come in. They said they could take me the next day and do the one injection in my knee, which I thought was great, to just get one injection in my knee, and that I could still go do what I had to do that weekend. So I came in the next day and sort of took a leap of faith, and I decided to sort of get ahead of the curve because I knew that if I waited, got the gel shots, that was a temporary, and then I would have to continue to come back and get more gel shots, and then eventually probably get surgery. And I teach at a school, and I see a lot of teachers that go through the same process over and over. So I'd seen where, they come back with the gel shots, things are going great, but then within a short amount of time, they're back and they have to get more, or they eventually have to get the surgery. So in order to avoid that, I got the stem cell injection in my knee. And to be honest, I kind of found it hard to believe that after a week that my knee felt better. I worked that whole weekend. I thought surely by the end of waitressing all weekend, my knee was going to be really bad. And it was absolutely not, certainly not any worse. It certainly wasn't even, it wasn't worse at all. It actually felt almost a little bit better, which I couldn't believe it. So then another week went by and I was back, waitressing for the weekend. And honestly, no pain. I was fine. I worked the whole weekend and there was a little bit of swelling around my knee, but that was from standing for 6 or 8 hours, 2 nights in a row. And then, so that was about, the end of September. And I couldn't believe it by the time I went back I worked at another restaurant by the end of November. And my knee was feeling just so much better. I actually went November 6th, I went to Las Vegas. And I thought this is going to be a wasted trip because I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. And how am I going to do that if I can't walk? And I actually walked from one end of the Las Vegas trip to the other without any problem at all. I didn't have to sit down and rest. And my knee felt amazing. And then the next day we went to Red Rock Canyon. I was climbing up and down hills and trails and up and down the rocks. And my knee was not in pain. So, I think there's days when I'm doing a lot that I still feel a little bit of soreness, but I can definitely feel like my knee feels stronger and that I'm not as afraid to do certain things that I was before. I knew I just couldn't do certain things and I didn't want to be afraid anymore. So I feel like every day it feels better and I'm hoping that it's just going to continue in that direction. And that I would really recommend anyone that's in that position to get gel shots or that you're thinking about surgery to try this first, because I think, you're getting ahead of the curve here. You're not waiting until it's so bad that you can't walk and that you have to get surgery. So I feel like I made the right decision, I feel very happy with it.